Stay a while and listen, and I will tell you a story. A story of dungeons and dragons, of orcs and goblins, of ghouls and ghosts, of kings and quests, but most importantly, of wizards and vampires. Well, a story of wizards.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to the PC Elitist, where we review games from the PC perspective, the greatest platform on which to play games. I'm here with Shepherd. How are you doing today?
I am buckets of excited about this review.
Well, as you should be.
Overflowing buckets of excited.
Because today, we're reviewing Magicka. Magicka is a little independent game that came out. Almost went right over our heads.
Slipped right by us. Almost.
But there was one night where we were extremely bored. I saw a few screenshots, decided to download it. And boy howdy, best $10 I ever spent.
Our lives will never be the same. In a good way.
If you don't know about the game, basically Magicka is a, the viewpoint? Is isometric viewpoint. Like a Diablo-esque.
It's a wizard's eye view of the action. Yes.
You get a wizard's eye view of the action, but it's a top-down game. It plays a lot like Diablo in a sense, but that's probably the loosest description of the game. But basically, you have 6 elements to work with. Eight elements.
Yes.
Yes.
So Captain Planet and then some. Without the fruity foreign kid.
It's a deceptively easy game to get a hold of. It's got 8 elements that you mix and match and then cast. The casting system is incredibly clever, and even though it may seem like a simple child can get a hold of it at first, that's so wrong, because if someone said that to me, I would tell that man, go away, you're ugly, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well... It's a system that it is what you make of it. It can be a very simple system where you just cast arcane lightning all day, or you can create elaborate beams of wonderfully colored energy. Skilled casters, beginning casters, they can all do it. It's just how pretty do you want the screen to look when you're blowing shit up?
Right, and that's not to say that the game is like the greatest graphics, but the game is very simplistic graphics, and I think for the most case, they're just serviceable.
Yeah.
And the characters themselves, the little wizards, look like distant cousins of Bob and Threadbare. Do you know who that is?
I literally have no clue.
There's some guy out there who knows who Bob and Threadbare is.
Yes, and he's probably 37.
And's not listening to this.
Yes. He's probably with his family, or working to pay the mortgage.
But within the world, within Magicka, the graphics of the spells.
They're perfectly appropriate graphics.
Right. And they are over the top in some cases.
Way over the top. Yes.
But why would people buy this game under our recommendations?
Because, quite simply, it is a breath of fresh air in video games. It is the silliest, wackiest fun I've had in a long time. It's a game that you can play on your own, it's fun, but playing with your friends is one of the best video game experiences I think we've ever had.
And you will kill each other.
Yes. And we might actually include a little montage of how epically we've killed each other in this game.
This game is a game that really feels like that the creators themselves made a game I want to play. And they came up with a very creative casting system. The humor throughout the game is just every inside joke in the book. Star Wars, to 300,
to Highlander,
Grim Fandango.
Indeed.
You don't know what that is either.
I don't.
That same guy, the Bob and Threadbare guy, He knows what that is.
Okay.
How bad do you feel now?
Pretty bad.
So the game is really, the high points of the game is playing the campaign with someone else.
Yes, indeed. And you can play with up to 3 other friends. 4 wizards on the screen gets very hectic.
Right, which is actually an interesting point because the game itself has no difficulty level. It's the same difficulty, and the difficulty lies in when you're playing alone, you're usually outnumbered to a huge amount. When you're playing with 3 other people, you're dodging their bullets. In some cases, actually bullets.
Yes. Yes, you'll see what we're talking about later. But yeah, the friendly fire is a major concern in this game. But I guarantee you, getting killed in this game by your friend, you'll never feel better about it than you will in this game.
Right. The only downside to this game is people report minor glitches when installing it, or unplayability to the point. I didn't experience it, and the 3 other friends I had besides yourself who played the game didn't have any issues.
And one of our biggest pet peeves is people who rate a game poorly when they haven't even played it. And sure, performance is an issue. If you can't even start the game up, you're obviously not getting your money's worth. But until you play a game, I don't see how you can rate it as poorly as some of these people have who have these issues.
Right.
I think it was made for a very specific demographic of people who just want to be silly when playing a game.
Right. It's one of those games where you will be playing for 2, 3, 4 hours and realize, I could do this, and then you'll want to start over because that would have been so useful in another part. And so the replayability is intense, and for $10.
Exactly. And the length of the game, whereas in our Portal review we outlined how for $50 you got maybe 10 hours of gameplay, this game doesn't really have a set time frame or time limit. It's however long it takes you to beat it. And considering there's an achievement for beating the game in less than 4 hours, it drives you to want to get your most talented friends together and try and do that, especially all in one night. And we haven't gotten there yet, but we're definitely going to do it.
What can you say about a game where one of the achievements is finding all the dead moose?
It tells me that a lot of thought went into this game.
Is it moose the right word?
Meese.
Mooses?
I prefer meese. Goose, geese, moose, meese, Bruce, Reese.
I'll go with that one.
Yeah. If you cloned Bruce Campbell, would they be Brees Campbell? Are there Evil Dead references in this game?
Yeah. I don't know if there is. There should be.
If there are, we'll find them for you.
Yes. But actually, you should find it yourself, because this game is highly recommended. And to sum up, some connectivity issues. You have to know how to work your firewall.
Port forwarding.
If you're going to play multiplayer, but it's worth figuring it out if you don't. And otherwise, it's $10. And it's like the price of a movie, matinee.
Yeah.
And chances are, it's going to be much better than any movie that's out.
Get 4 friends together, have at minimum 1, but at most 2 people figure out their port forwarding, and you'll always be playing with 1 or more of them, so as long as they host the game, you're fine.
Out of 10 zombies, how many zombies do you do?
15 zombies.
15.
That's only because I ran out of zombies.
It's a busload of zombies.
Yes. It's several milk crates full of zombie parts.
Awesome. So that is our review of Magicka. It's highly recommended, especially for the price. We should have a Witcher 2.
Yes.
I think will be our next review.
Yes. As soon as we stop watching the opening cinematic with all the naked.
As soon as you stop watching it at 3 a.m.
Hey.
We have
You said you wouldn't.
documented proof. So, my name again is Woodsie.
And this is Shepherd.
And this is the PC Elitist signing out.